Hello lovelies! Today I'm back with a video all about my favourite seasonal books for Rupert for summer. As you know, I'm obsessed with slow seasonal living, so it would only be apt that when it comes to summer I do add in a few special books that help Rupert understand what season we're in and just help build that sort of consciousness towards the season. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to share some of our favourites now, and if you've got any suggestions, recommendations or ideas, then let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Book number one is a real classic. It's Summer by Gerda Muller, and this is just a little picture book that brings you through the season of summer and shows you all the different activities you could expect to do as a kid. And there are no words in this book at all, which makes it the perfect book to talk through with your child. And this book would work for any different age, like even from quite a young baby, they could just look at the pictures, to a toddler where you can start to describe what's going on, or you could even use it as a prompt to do some activities for the season. For example, if you're going to the beach, you could show them some of the activities that you'll be doing that day and maybe have a little story session in the morning. And yeah, I think this is a lovely book, well worth getting to really just teach the idea of summer and the seasons to your child. And yes, I love this. Summer by Gerda Muller. I absolutely love these baby lit books. There's a whole series of different books that take on a classic and break them down into a lovely little board book. This one is aptly named A Midsummer's Night Dream, so obviously it had to be included in my favourite summer books. And this is just lovely. It's got lovely bright colours, it's got some quotes from Shakespeare's play, and then it brings you through all the different fairies of the Midsummer's Night Dream, which I love. So there's Puck, Titania, Oberon, another lovely quote, Peas Blossom, Cobweb, Moth, Mustard Seed, and another quote. So I absolutely love this. The words are so beautiful. It's just very poetic and gorgeous, and children love it. So definitely worth checking this one out. Since we tend to spend more time outside in summer, I think it's a really good idea to have a book which is going to reflect some of the activities that you're going to be doing, which is why I love the summer book by Gerda Muller. But because I live on a farm, I'm always interested in teaching Rupert about what we do on the farm, and I tend to do a lot of gardening as well. So Rupert sees me doing a lot of that kind of activity. So this book is fantastic because it teaches all about the natural world in the garden. There's lots of lovely lift the flap bits in it, and he's pulled off some of the flaps already, sadly, but it is lovely and he adores this book. There's so many nice things to explore and see, and I love this page with the compost heap and the little garden shed. It's so lovely, so definitely recommend the garden. This is Usborne Peep Inside book, which they are very, very good, that series. And yes, definitely if you've got a garden or a little plot, or you like to go visit gardens, this is definitely worth getting, so you can just start teaching them and they can start learning all about what to expect to see in nature in the garden in summer. So as I mentioned before, we live on a little farm, and when Ru's out and about, he's going to be seeing lots of farm things, and this is why I have chosen this Early Starters on the Farm book. It's a point and see book, which he loves, and you can see he has kind of torn it apart a bit, but it's very chunky and very hard wearing, so even if the pages do come apart, it's still okay. So for example, here we have the tractor, wellies, hay bales or haystack, and these are great for him because he sees these things every day. And if you also live in the countryside, or you take lots of trips to your local farm or whatever, this could be a good book for you. And like I said before, in summer we're more likely to do these kind of things, so it's a good time to sort of start building the vocabulary around these particular items. So he's been learning exactly what the tractor is and pointing it out when I say where's the tractor. Then there's little things like the polytunnels, carrots, apples, Then there's animals, eggs. So I love this book. It's definitely Rupert's favourite book by a long shot and well loved already. And if you don't go to a farm very often, then there is an alternative. And that would be this one, which is At the Park. This is another book in the series. It's another early starter book, and this one would be perfect if you lived in a town. And there's lots of fun summery activities like kite flying and model boats, football, cycle path, picnic. So again, I think this would be a good one for kids if you are more of a park lover. Definitely check this series out. It's very easy for kids to understand the lovely photos, as opposed to sometimes illustrations can be a little bit more tricky for them to understand. So definitely well worth getting and using them to kind of prompt your activities for the day. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe and leave me a comment, and I will be back soon with another video.